It's time for our next episode of the Salty Serenade section. The men's have big feelings. They jump into my comments, they watch my videos, they are rage watching my videos. Let's look at some of these testerical men. Let's gather up some of these emotional tears and laugh at them together. This video right here, the male loneliness epidemic is just natural selection at work, has so many emotionals in their fields. Like Diddley says, you're effing stupid. 63% of men are currently single by choice. And there are seemingly countless videos on YouTube of women complaining about not being able to find a man. Women depended on men because life was hard before electricity. Today, women still depend on men to do the jobs that keeps society going that they won't or can't do, but tell themselves that they're strong and independent when they're really delusional and entitled. So, because men have certain jobs, that should translate into women needing them for a relationship. That's the reason why I cannot have these people in my spaces because their lack of comprehension is too crazy for me. I definitely gotta clear DJ Lovely out because he's been rage watching my videos. He's gone to a few old videos to make comments, but this is one of them. Y'all dumb hoes gonna let a woman with kids tell you not to have them. That's just one comment that has ended up here. And then we got Prep Carib saying, ladies, your time has come. I hope this app is giving you closure and helping you move beyond all those toxic men you have entertained for so many years. Speaking of closure, how about you close your mouth and close your legs and F off? Why do they have to be so rude? Women are on the T app because they are trying to gather up information and see red flags, but these people are really upset. Derek commented on one of my leopards videos saying, you guys are really low informed, low IQ, ignorant people for believing the mainstream media. Just a gaggle of uneducated Negroes cackling with each other. Why was this BS on my timeline? Well, it's more than just uneducated Negroes. There are lots of other races here, so just keep that in mind. And things don't have to be on your timeline. And if you interact by commenting, then you're going to see more of it, Derek. But that's okay because I'll block you too. Now we have this person, it says I'm living the truth and it has a woman avatar, but maybe it's a pick me, maybe it's a male. But she or he commented on one of my nightmare dating profiles saying, women will still date these guys, and women lower their standards for bums who can smash them right away. Women are the biggest hypocrites. That just sounds like a man saying this. This person is being blocked as well. Another comment from DJ Lovely. He says, so instead of picking better men, you got some single mom telling you relationship advice. I get so tired of these really boring dudes that just go through and decide that anybody that they see that is a woman and they disagree with is a single mom. And the reason why I don't correct them is because I don't believe that I am any better than a single mom. But I just find them humorous. I'm like, you're kind. Y'all are so boring. It's like you have one brain cell between all of them. That's the reason why they can't come up with anything that's creative. Let's get to some more of these comments that are under the male loneliness epidemic is just natural selection at work. King DDD says, here's my question. You say that there is not a gender war, yet in the same sentence, you say how women are fighting for freedom and men are fighting to oppress. How exactly does that make sense? Wouldn't that mean there is a gender war then? Fighting for freedom doesn't impose on men, and it doesn't harm men violently. Fighting to oppress definitely harms women. When I say there's no gender war, I mean that a war would mean that there are casualties on both sides. The casualties are typically from the men to the women. The women fighting for freedom is not harming men physically. He says, also, if the patriarchy is so rooted into the system and constantly oppressing women, how is it that women can hold such high positions in power then? I would think that a nation that purposely tries to oppress women would do a better job at that. Not to mention that there are plenty of men that are poor and homeless, and plenty of examples where women are doing better than men. So, because women have some positions, not many, that means that there's not a patriarchy. And because some men are poor, that means that there's the reason why I have to block these people is because I can't have conversations with people that are this ignorant. He says, I'm asking because I am genuinely curious of your reasoning and logic behind this. Call me misogynistic or whatever, but I'm trying to understand considering how many freedoms women have, especially in this country compared to others. Comparative freedoms does not mean completely free or equal with full opportunities. So no, I don't care about calling him anything. I'm not going to call him misogynistic, which he probably is, but I don't care to make explanations to people like this. All right, so we got IQWE, whatever his name is, saying one thing she's incorrect about when involving religious standards is that the stipulations for virginity and marriage are promoted to both men and women. All right, AG Elite says, I understand that need a place to vent. Put this video makes little sense. Neither did that sentence. Why do women love bad boys, criminals, and brutish men when they are young to procreate with, then use productive men to provide for said child? Is that evolution? It's criminal how you skipped over history and historical context. If it was not for men doing right by women, how is it that you all can be free to talk and do what you want in this country as opposed to somewhere like the Middle East? As soon as you were given freedom and free choice, you betrayed the men who did right by you. It's natural for humans to exist in a healthy patriarchy. If it was not for good men, we as people would not have advanced to the age we are in now. And a lot of these inventors did not reproduce and yet still helped society evolve. I leave this comment without hate, but this type of echo chamber talk is unhealthy for everyone. Reading that comment was unhealthy for my brain. Oh, goodness gracious, these people. This person says, LOL, I'm in enemy territory. You won't be any longer. James says, and you see women doing what they have done before. By choosing this road, civilizations will crumble. The family, us, destroyed because women care not to marry and care for a good man, but only care about themselves. They do not believe that women should have choices. So instead of hearing us say that we get to choose and maybe they need to adapt to what women want, they just will say, society's going to crumble, civilization's going to crumble, because now women get to opt out and they're like, oh, what is this? Samurai D Ninja says, it's sad this is how you ladies think. Keep lying to yourselves. You're right, you get to choose who you sleep with, but men control who has relationships and you are single for a reason. Keep chasing the bad boys and chads. You want men to adapt to women being hoes, and we have. You ladies give out the box like buy one, get one free, and you think men are losing. You funny, playing yourselves. Where is the shame that promoting this kind of behavior? Believe me, no man wants a family or relationship with ladies who think this way. Have fun with those cats. You see what I mean when I say that they have one brain cell? They can't come up with anything creative. Women are saying we get to choose, we get to opt in and opt out, and they're like, we don't want you either. Y'all some hoes. Y'all giving it out too much. And women are saying, we don't want y'all. And they're like, so I'm gonna take my ball and go home. Illuminated Crown says, I disagree with this take. If men wanted to subjugate you, we would, because y'all have. And there would literally be nothing women can do about that. Men want you to have rights. The problem is that men and women had a social contract to uphold, and women decided that they don't want to honor that anymore while expecting men to still honor theirs. Women attempted to become the very oppressors they complain about, but failed thanks to the red pill and manosphere logical talking points. Agreed, there is no gender war because men are the ones that decided not to pursue a bad deal. In a traditional standpoint, the woman doesn't choose a man to marry. It's the man that ultimately get on a new and initiate commitment. Oh my God. So this isn't something men are waiting on women for. Men are fine adapting to a new world. Feminism liberated us. What needs to be discussed is the woman's loneliness epidemic. Frankly, I don't see men on TikTok or social media crying about women won't approach. That's women. Men are enjoying the peace, traveling, uptaking hobbies, working out, and hooking up on our terms. Men don't have a problem with the world, where the world is going. I believe that's women. And then finally, King Carlos says, it's not natural selection, it's socio-economically driven. Women want power and the next power adjacent thing, resources. finance is a synthetic institution, therefore, regarding the dating situation as natural is incredibly short sighted. Riches get B words, prove me wrong. And that's the thing, the whole prove me wrong or prove me wrong thing. They want us to go back and forth with them. They want us to talk to them. They want us to debate. And I take that away from them by just blocking them because there's no debate that needs to happen. The fact that they can't talk about that, yes, many women are just opting out, they can't just acknowledge that and be okay with that. They have to say, well, you need us to pick up the garbage and all that kind of stuff. And it's ridiculous. They don't address what we're actually saying. They just talk about the bad boys and criminals and the boring talking points. Anyways, I actually still have so many more comments in the held for review, but we'll do that another day. Let me know what you think.